Have you ever seen the simple game that tests a person's reflexes where one person puts their hands out on top and then the other person goes and puts his or her hands underneath, and the idea is to swing them around and slap a person's hands before they pull them away. And the person who has their hands on top is like super focused and can't let any distractions. So the person underneath might say, just kind of twitch a little bit, and might say even like, the person, it's getting a little, winter came a little early, if you had tickets to the Lambeau game tomorrow, do you think you'd actually sit out in the snow? And so the person with their hands on top just gets full of tension and anxiety. And you just couldn't do that for 30 minutes, especially if you're losing badly. In today's gospel, the Lord tells us to be vigilant at all times. He wants us to be prepared and attentive for the day of his coming. He told us in the gospel we should not be indulging in earthly pleasures or let the world distract us from the real purpose for our existence, or to allow daily concerns to start wearing us down. To be vigilant at all times. That's kind of difficult. Imagine as you're getting ready to go to Mass today and you see somebody like standing out in the yard in this crummy weather, just kind of like looking at spots in the sky and just, he's going to be coming someday, maybe now. He's coming. And then you drive home, maybe even after a little grocery shopping, and there's your neighbor standing. He's coming someday. It's going to happen sometime. He's coming. It's kind of hard to live that way. Or imagine if in a homily I say, be prepared, be good. It's possible in a few days the Lord might return. And if that's the case, we're not all seeing each other next weekend, at least in this place. And maybe everybody goes past me saying, Father, I never really thought about it quite in that perspective. And so, thanks. And then next weekend, same homily. Be prepared. Be good. The Lord might be coming in a few days. And then we're not meeting in this place. They might think, does he have memory problems? You just not have enough time to come up with a different homily? And if I did that 4 weekends in a row, you'd start to get aggravated. The Lord is asking us to be ready. And it's hard to be on our toes all the time. Whether you're a basketball player, sports, or whatever, just like, hands up all the time, keep saying, it's just hard to be on our toes. But that is actually the challenge the Lord is giving us. Christ has come. Christ will come again. Be vigilant at all times. Christ could come before next Sunday. However, Jesus is not asking us to live with a heightened tension and anxiety and to be all uptight, but to believe that when he comes, he's coming with redemption. We must live in a way in which we are always prepared to meet our Savior. Now, one way to reboot and be prepared is that beautiful prayer called the Sacrament of Reconciliation. Because with God's help, we reflect on our lives and the blessings in our lives and the opportunities we've had that we've missed and let go. And it also gives us a chance to just like unburden the guilt and the disappointment with oneself for poor choices. And then it also like helps us to be intentional again, to rededicate ourselves to the people and to God, learning that I have to do it with the strength of God, with his partnership. On this Wednesday, just in case we don't meet each other again next Sunday, on this Wednesday, we're going to have 2 penance services, one at 4 and one at 7. They're just going to be an hour each. So one's in the daylight, one a little later for workers, and there will be 7 priests here. This doesn't mean it's the only opportunity during Advent, but it is an important one to consider. Going to confession is a beautiful way to be vigilant and to be prepared for Christmas too. As Jesus said in today's gospel, stand erect and raise your heads, because your redemption is at hand. How many of us will stand up and this Advent go to confession, here on Wednesday or elsewhere? For Christ comes, and when he comes, it's for redemption.